everybody, thank you for watching our videos. It is the last chapter on the ocean, the end of the Pacific crossing. In this video, a water disaster again, a nighttime guest in the bathroom, finally Polynesia, the first island, Huka from the north, and Nuku Hiva arrival.
It is the morning of May 22nd, right? 22nd. A big nasty cloud is trying to catch up with us, but I don't think it will get our goal. The morning is very beautiful, quiet. We don't have too much of speed, only 5.2, 5.4, but we are moving.
Well, we have about 600 miles left out of, because of our route, probably almost 3,000 miles total, which means we've come well over 2,000 miles. And we're looking forward to land and kind of reflecting on how we feel about all the trip so far.
It is a long, long way from Puerta Vallarta to Marquesas Islands.
So we're looking forward to getting there. We'll probably fall over once we try to stand up straight on dry land, but we'll see what happens. You'll watch it with us.
When the wind was really low, the spinnaker really helped us. During our crossing, we counted how many days we used the spinnaker, and we decided we used like 8 or 9 days. We put it up. And after we crossed the Pacific, crossed the equator, we decided just to, after the day was over, we stored it on the deck and did not put it down below the deck. It helped. Next day it was really faster to put it up. By the way, one night we discovered a guest in the bathroom.
A seagull is in the bathroom. What are you doing here?
At first we couldn't figure out how this guest came to our bathroom. Apparently it couldn't move because
Let's wait for Xavier.
I don't know, because it was not, maybe it was scared, but it couldn't move. Maybe it was injured. We did not know, and we did not know what to do. But then we understood how it came to the bathroom. There is a hatch in the bathroom, and maybe the seagull bumped on the mast and fell down to the hatch. I don't know. Anyway, Xavier woke up and we showed him and started deciding what to do. He said we need to get it out, and he got a towel and did it. By the way, it screamed a lot. I couldn't record. I did not have time to record everything, but it screamed really, really loudly.
Look, it is still here.
I think maybe it is damaged.
Yeah, but let it go. It's okay. You can stay. You know? Just keep turn off the light.
Something happened with snare.
Yeah, but it's okay. Turn off the
In the end of our crossing, we did not have almost any fruit or vegetables. Because of my diet, I tried to buy more vegetables. It is my last carrots. By the way, carrots helped me to stay not really hungry. And I had a little bit of cabbage left over. By the way, if you wrap vegetables in the paper, it keeps moisture out and keeps vegetables in the fridge longer. It's what I noticed. We had some potatoes, I think.
I think when you're way out at sea, far from land and far from help, anything that happens that might conceivably be dangerous or might conceivably be a big problem suddenly seems like a very, very big problem. That's the kind of thing that happened here. Seemed like it was a very big problem, turned out to not be. Xavier was trying to investigate why our toilet smelled so bad, worse than it should in fact smell. In the course of that investigation, he discovered that we had not, all of us had forgotten to open the valve that drained the holding tank for that toilet, and it was overflowing. The question was, where was it overflowing to? At first, it seemed that the toilet was overflowing into the bilge, which would have been a horrible disaster. And for a few minutes, it seemed like that, in fact, was the case, was that we actually had black water from the toilet holding tank in the bilge in the bottom of the boat.
You know, I think I remember you telling me at one point to close it,
Yes.
and I don't think I ever touched it after that.
Yeah, we never opened. That's a problem. And there is the extra also, as you said. Okay, going
For the liquid,
for liquid.
and it goes overboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so then nothing leaked.
I think no.
And
So
look,
why it does
and
why does
since-
smell? It smells so much.
Because we weren't doing it right, because we weren't flushing it enough, I think.
Oh, okay.
But now we started doing it better, so I think it will get better. But that was not black water. No. And particularly that seemed the case when Xavier discovered lots of water again in the bottom of the boat. So again, we were in a situation with water in the bottom of the boat, only this time it looked like it might even be an almost worse situation in that it could potentially be coming from the toilet. Turned out it was not the case. It was probably just leftover water from when we had not completely drained the bilge before, but we emptied it and it did not need to be emptied again, so that solved that problem. Also, by dumping the holding tank, it solved the problem of the excessive odor as well, and we could just put that one down to our own stupidity for forgetting to empty it. During our last night at sea, we moved a little faster than we expected. We had better winds and arrived off the coast of the island, the first island that we encountered, really in the wee hours of the morning, I think about 2:30 or 3 o'clock. So we still had quite a while before dawn, and we didn't want to approach too close to the island in the dark. So the question was, what kind of course should we maintain? We could just sail back and forth, and that was ultimately what we wound up doing, just sailing back and forth with the wind basically on our side, on our beam. But the preference would have been to perform a maneuver called heaving to, where you basically almost stop the boat at sea, but you do so in a very comfortable position so it doesn't roll very much, and it's a good way to basically just park yourself while you're waiting. The problem was that neither Xavier nor on this trip had this boat ever been hove to, because there wasn't really very much reason to do it in the history of this boat's life. So it was a maneuver that had never happened. And during the course of those wee morning hours, we discovered that the boat just did not want to heave to, and that the sail arrangement, for whatever reason, wouldn't really allow us to do that. So we sailed back and forth instead.
The first piece of land was Huka, the island, the Marquesas island in French Polynesia. We were so happy to see it. Before we visited Nuku Hiva, we passed Huka on the north side. The north side is not populated at all, but there are 670 people on the south side.
Here you see the yellow quarantine flag, which every boat is required to fly when you arrive in a new country until you have checked in with the customs authorities and been granted entrance. At that point, you can take the yellow flag down. Our arrival into the Marquesas Islands and into the port of Taohae on the island of Nuku Hiva was kind of well, it created, I think, a number of complicated emotions and reactions. Of course, it's a great relief to arrive after 20 days at sea, and we were all looking forward to getting on the shore, and the process of coming into this new place and anchoring was exciting and interesting, and a really big and looked forward to break from the last 20 days of sailing. But also, It makes you think back on those 20 days of sailing too and kind of realize that it almost seems unreal. And even as time goes by after the trip, it continues to seem somewhat unreal. Did we really do this? Did we really go across the ocean for 20 days? But it was a beautiful and unique experience and one that Zena and I will never forget. The island, of course, but also the trip across. Which is the main town and harbor on the main island of Nuku Hiva in the Marquesas, French Polynesia.
We spent in this town 6 nights. It was a great time, and in our next videos we will show you that this place is really unique. We will show you the island, the people, and we went to a cultural event to raise
Hey.
money for school kids with dancing, with a cultural dancing, and we will show you what is there in this town. So don't miss our next